Hello, my amazing pre-algebra students. This is Mrs. A, and I love math. So here we are with lesson 2 of Saxon Algebra Half, and I hope you are enjoying our journey. Yesterday's lesson was pretty long, but today's lesson is going to be pretty quick. So we'll have some examples, and then I'll set you loose to do your homework. Today we're talking about the number line. Now remember, I have edition 2 of the book. You may have edition 3 of the book, but they very closely model each other. But in my book, they call this a number ray, and they start at 0 and they go off in one direction. But in edition 3, they call it the number line. It is a number line. It never stops. It continues in both directions. Now, you're old enough to understand that always our situation is not positive, okay? You may have $10 in your piggy bank, and that would be positive $10, right? That's $10 that you have that you can go take to the store and spend. That would be a positive $10, okay? But what if you had $10 in your piggy bank, but you owed mom $15? Okay, well, you can't really call that $10 yours if you owe mom $15, can you? So what we have is negative numbers. So if you have $10 but you really owe mom $15, when you pay mom the $15, which you can't do yet because you only have 10, you will have negative $5, right? Because even if you ran to the piggy bank right now and gave mom everything you have in there, you would still owe her $5. Okay, so we do have negative numbers on our number line that we're going to have to keep track of. This lesson in my book concentrates mainly on the positive part of the number line from 0 forward. So that's the part we're really going to concentrate on today. But this is our number line. It has positive numbers that run off to positive infinity, and it has negative numbers that run off to negative infinity and 0, right smack dab in the middle. Okay, we call the 0 the origin. And we have points on our number line to indicate values. So that would be a point, but the number underneath the point that represents that point's spot on the number line is called a coordinate. So we will be talking about points and coordinates. And we're going to arrange some things in order here. That's what this section is about. The first part of this, we're going to be concentrating in this lesson on the positive coordinates, and we will move off into negative coordinates pretty quickly. For this first example, we are supposed to use the number line to help us arrange the items in order. The author of the book is trying to get you to connect the fact that numbers have spots on the number line. So even though you could probably arrange the numbers from lowest to highest without using the number line, we're going to use the number line, okay? Because that's the point of this section. So 5 is going to be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're going to put the 5 right here with its coordinate. Okay, and I'm going to take the 0 and not make it a point. I'm just going to make it a little hack mark there so it doesn't look like it's one of our points. 14, if that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So we'll put a point on 14. 17 will be 3 after that, so that's 17. 2 is right here. And 6 is right here. So as you probably surmised, we're going to start with 2 as our lowest number. 5, 6, 14, 17. And that was pretty easy. But the concepts that are there are going to hold true for higher numbers, and also when we get started with negative numbers as well. So this is a very good exercise to do. So we're just putting them in order. Right, so now we're working with some bigger numbers, and we're not even going to bother to put these on the number line because our number line would be way out there and it would go past the end of my classroom here. So let's just look at how do we tell which numbers are the smallest and the largest when we look at these. So we're going to start always with the place value that has the most value. So each one of these has a hundreds place. Because they have a hundreds place, that value of that digit is more important than the value of the digits following it. So 500 is going to make much more of a big impact than 6 tens is going to make. So we always look at our hundreds place first. So we've got a 500, 400, 600, 400. So without even looking at the rest of the numbers, we know that our two 400s are going to somehow be in the front. So we'll just put 4 something something, 4 something something. Okay, and then the next one would be our 500 number, and since we only have one of those, we could write the whole thing down, 564. And then our 600 number, which we only have one of those, so we can go ahead and write that one down as well. Okay, so now all we have to do is figure out which one of our 400 numbers is going to be the smallest and put it first and the next one there. So we have a 400, 610, 400, 510. So the 5 tens is smaller than the 6 tens. So once we've compared the first number, then we look to the second number to tell which one is smaller and which one is greater. So we're going to put 456 here and 465 here, and we are done with that example. And we have the numbers in least to greatest order. If they asked you to put it in order from greatest to least, then we would just do all of this backwards, right? We would start, and our 456 would be over here, and our 654 would be over here, and we would do a flip-flop. Now we're talking about rounding. Okay, so I made this board to try to help us with the rounding rules. In the Saxon book, they tell you to circle the digit that is in the place that you're to round to. So if we're rounding to the thousands place, we would put a circle around the digit in the thousands place. And then we're going to put a little arrow on the number that is after the one that we just circled. That's easy. All right, then we're going to follow this rule. If the arrow digit is less than 5, then we leave the circle number the same. If the arrow digit is greater than or equal to 5, then we're going to take the circle number and bump it up 1. Okay, and then the arrow digit has served its purpose, and it and all the digits after it will now be made a 0. And those are your rounding rules. And so now we will practice. Our instruction is to take the number 2,000. Ooh, forgot my comma. 1, 2, 3, comma. That helps me read it better. 24,374. It's better. Okay, we're going to round it to the nearest thousand. So, according to our instructions, we're going to take, I'm going to make it a different color because I like a colorful board. We're going to take a different color, and nearest thousand, remember, let's units or ones, tens, hundreds, thousands. So I'm going to circle the thousands place. There's my circle. And then I put an arrow on the after number. The number right after that circle place is my arrow spot. So now I'm not paying any attention to those guys. They're not really even playing the game. So now, remember my rules, I look at the arrow spot. And if the arrow spot, the digit that's there, is less than 5, then my circle number stays the same. If that digit is greater than or equal to 5, which it's not, I would move that up 1. After I do that, then this arrow digit has served its purpose, and I'm going to turn each one of those into 0, 0, 0. And my new number is 24,000, and that's it. All right, for our next example, can we read this big number? 471,326,502. And we are to round it to the nearest 10,000, which, remember, this is the 1,000, 10,000s place right here. So let's circle the digit that is in the place that they tell us to round it to. And then we will give the next number our little arrow right there. And we look at this number and we say we have a 6 in the arrow spot. 6 is greater than 5. Therefore, I bump this one up 1 digit to 3. And now this one has done its job. Now I turn all of those to 0. And my new number is 471,330, 0, 0, 0. And I have it rounded to the 10,000s place. So let's read it correctly. 471,330,000. That's it. What a big number we have this time. Okay, let's see if we can read this thing. This would be the thousands, comma, the millions, comma, the billions, comma. So what do we have? 83,752,914,625. And we're to round this to the 10,000s place, which is right here. So we'll circle the 10,000s place and we'll put a little arrow on the number directly after it. So now we look at the number that's the arrow number and we compare it to 5. If it's less than 5, then our circle digit stays the same. If it's greater than 5, our circle digit bumps up 1. This one is less than 5, therefore this one does not change, and we make each one of the following now a 0. So 0, 0, 0, 0. Our new number, 83,752,910,000. And we have rounded it to the 10,000s place. Here we have 2 of our practice problems, A and B. So on the first one, let's read it before and then we'll read it after. So we're going to take, remember, this is the thousands, the millions. So 914,471,752 is our original number. And now we're going to round it to the nearest 10,000. And this is the 10,000s place right there. So that's our circle. And our arrow goes on the number after it. Our arrow number is less than 5. Therefore, we will not change our circle number. And now that we've made that judgment call, we turn each one of these digits into a 0, 0, 0, 0, so that our new number is 914,470,000. And that's it. So let's look at this one. We have, starting off, 83,625,502. And we're going to round to the nearest 1,000 this time. So here is the thousands place. And we're going to put our little arrow on the after number. So the number that's the arrowed number is 5. And that, remember, it was greater than or equal to 5, then we bump this one up. So we're going to change our 5 to a 6 with the bump up, and then everything else becomes a 0. So let's read and write our new number. So 83,626,000. And that would be our correct answer. So there's our board. And here's our last little board. On C practice, we're going to use our number line, which again, I'm emphasizing the positive. I didn't even draw my negative portion, just a little arrow there. And we're going to plot these on our number line to help us put them in order. Hopefully you already know which order they go into. They are already in the correct order, aren't they? 3, 11, 14, and 19 are already in least to greatest order. So let's just put them on the number line. So 3 goes here, 11 goes after it, 14 goes after that one, and 19 goes after that one. So they were already in what we call numeric order from least to greatest. Now on the bottom here, this is practice problem D, and then we are done. So we have 700, 300, 300, 600. So remember, we're going to always look at the greatest place value in order to compare, and then we'll move down as we need to. So 7, 3, 3, 6, the 7 is definitely the biggest. So we can go ahead and put the 736 in the last spot. We'll put it down here, 736. So we have first spot, second spot, third spot, last spot is now taken. So we're done with that guy. So then we look and say, okay, what do we know about these? We've got a 600, a 300, a 300. The 600 would definitely be the next largest. So we could go ahead and put him in the third slot there. And then we've got these two to compare. So we have the 300, so we can't compare that anymore. We have to move to the 6 tens and 7 tens. 7 tens is more. So we're going to put this one larger than this one. So we start with this one being our least, and then we move to this one being a little bit bigger than that one. Okay, so now we have them in the correct order, least to greatest, and we have covered lesson 2. And this is Mrs. A, and may God bless your day.